I believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Waterkuddin and I have had disagreement, but his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Our nation, talking about America. I mean, I thought you used to be representing the original nation. Our nation. And play it again. Our nation. Now make sure you get this. Play it again.
I believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Waterkuddin and I have had disagreement, but his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good.
A nation.
But I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
Sisters, he claims the Nation of Islam. He says, no, he's talking about America, our nation. It's not my nation. It's not a slip of the tongue. That's what he thinks. Because the Nation of Islam is just a moneymaker for him. Bait. Know about the light of Elijah? They fill his pockets with your money. Because he hasn't produced a goddamn thing for some years. How is he a multimillionaire? The Nation of Islam is not worth anything. Check it and Google it. The Nation of Islam has no net worth, but he's a multimillionaire along with his son that's standing right by him. Either one of them has a business anywhere. Our nation, in America, you don't represent the Nation of Islam. Can't be both nations. It's our nation. So where does Nation of Islam fit in there? You don't want to go anyplace else. But it's no mistake. He wants to stay here in America, this nation. That's his nation. Not Nation of Islam. Islam is, like I said, bait. Money maker for him. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Now, this is how he feels about America. You don't want anything happen to America. And that goes totally against the lessons. 100%. That says they're 100% wicked and cannot be reformed. But he wants to reform. He's praying for them. He wants anything happen to him. But the God says he out to his purpose, his mission is to destroy America. Let's say, but destroy it. But he's, oh no, I don't want that. But he claims he's in submission to the will of Allah. Well, God's in submission too. Move on, brothers and sisters. That's his daddy right there. Look at the resemblance. Look here, light skin Jamaica to you? No, his father's a devil. He says it. He says grandfather's a white, Caucasian, Portuguese Jew. That means his father. He said his father raped his mother. So either way you look at it, but she was with this person called Walcott. That's where he got a name from, Eugene Walcott. She was living with him when he was conceived. So if his father is not Walcott, right, then either his father's a rapist or his mother's a hoe. When is it? Farrakhan. But she was conceived by him when she was living with Walcott, that means she's a hoe. Or if he raped her when she was living with him, then he's a rapist. Either way, that's not good. Farrakhan, it's not a blessed birth. And plus, she tried to abort him 3 times. It's not a blessed birth. She tried to abort his lying, demon ass, black-faced Caucasian. She tried to abort his ass. And if you listen to what he says, because she thought he might come out white and Walcott might figure it out. The guy you live with might figure it out. He came out white. Oh, boys. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. What's your dream, Walcott? What's your dream Grounds? He said, Louis Jean Walcott? No. His mother's maiden name was Grounds. Sarah, I think Sarah Mae Grounds. Remember, she wasn't married. So she took Walcott because she was living with Walcott. She wasn't married to him. Her maiden name was Grounds. Legion. Louis Eugene Grounds, NOI backwards. That's exactly who he is, what he's done.
When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, we are. Yes, sir. That's real, brother.
Wake us up, dear Apostle.
When we was alive, we set up schools.
That's right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets.
That's right.
We owned buildings. We owned farmland. We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass.
Whoa. Let the worms eat their ass. Now for the devils, I want to have them. I love them. I want to stay here with them. I want to have them. I don't see anything happen to them. No. We got to do better. See, I don't see anything happen to them. I want to stay here with them. But for the Muslims, see, the devils who tormented us, raped our women, raped us, beat us, tortured us, fed our children, gave us for hundreds of years. Oh, please. God, don't do anything to them. I don't want nothing happen to them. Even though it's against the lessons, they said 100% wicked cannot be reformed. Must be taken off the planet. But no, that. Well, we understand. Farrakhan's the God. He yes, his Master Muhammad was up, right? But Master Muhammad is too stupid. He can't figure it out. So Pharaoh got to school him. No, Pharaoh, no, Master Pharaoh, you got it wrong. They can be reformed. They ain't 100% wicked. And we go somewhere, man, what's happening? This is where everything's happening. Stay here. So you got it wrong. So come over here, let me school you. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me that's not what the lesson say. $5,000 from lying. But for you, the Muslims, who's putting steaks on his plate, expensive suits on his back, diamond and ruby rings on his fingers, expensive ones. For you, because you're not doing enough for him, because he ain't doing a goddamn thing for you. Scientology, a lot of philosophy. He hasn't produced a goddamn thing for some years. But you provide all these things for him, made him he didn't get a multi-millionaire from the devils. But yeah, they didn't pay him. He worked for them. But your main source of income is you. He's a multi-millionaire. So where did he get that from? You don't have a business in place. But for you, the worms eat your ass because you ain't producing enough for me. You not producing enough. The worms, God, Allah, the worms eat your ass, male and female, both sides. What's that feel about you? You neglect to say, when Muslim was alive, who killed him? He and Wallace. I was there. When I say killed him, they literally killed him. They got rid of the Nation of Islam. They got rid of it, killed it. And we called something Balalians. I was there present. They killed it. And took the money, liquidated everything, and left the police with nothing. Zero. Nothing. Took the money and ran. Wolves came. They threw some lambs after wolves so they could make their escape easy. That's what they did. Tell them lying. And on the way out, they cursed Elijah Muhammad and Master Muhammad. They wasn't no good. He wasn't no God. He ain't no messenger. They cursed him. On their way out. Tell them lying. Dog son. Farrakhan doesn't deviate. What the hell you call that? He doesn't deviate. That's what I'm saying. You just can't say any damn thing. Because he just shut it down. If I have nobody around me, just say anything. You put anything, if it's clean and pure, anything on it is going to soil it. So he killed it. And then he says, well, we had those things, yes, because we gave Elijah the money, the fuel, the money, and he did something with it. He invested. He built schools and banks and residential areas, farms. He invested. So he produced those things. We gave him the money. He produced because he's a leader. But you get fired, he put the money in his pocket and then blame you because there's nothing there. Wow. He blamed you because there's nothing there. When you gave him the money, he put it in his goddamn pocket. He invested in it and then blaming you. Like somebody leads you through a forest, you paid them, they're going to guide you through, and then he gets you lost. They blame you for being lost. But how does that work? We paid you to guide us through this, and now you lost, and it was our fault? Yeah, you're right, it's our fault, because we shouldn't have followed your dumb ass. Let me say one more thing, bro. Since, I don't know about these Levites. I know, I didn't know initially. I didn't understand that when I first got into the Injil. So I got into it, I began to realize that scripture is almost solely 99% about them. Because the elect, let's go. You don't even talk about them too much. It says they had to go to extraordinary means. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Extraordinary means to deal with them. And everybody's giving up on them. They're giving themselves. And I looked at this, I looked at it. Now, I got to study because that's I got to deal with, right? I'm saying, well, they don't have leaders because I'm not a Levite. Elijah was, but look what did him. As soon as he departed, turned away immediately. Turned on him, actually. He talked about Wallace, my brother. No, Wallace hated Elijah Muhammad. Hated him. He would shit on him if he could. He hated him. He badmouthed him he destroyed everything. He hated his father. So why is Farrakhan been calling him, associating with him? He didn't change. He died of diabetes, and a very painful diabetes. That's good for his dumb ass. He's dead good. I mean, he should stay alive to get this, to get hold of him, afflict him a little more. He hated his father, and everybody knew it. He didn't hide it. That's why he destroyed the Nation of Islam and had Farrakhan go along with him and do it. He hated his father. All the way to his death. I guess he should have read How He Lived. Because he died of diabetes. He's good for his dumb ass. He's no good riding dumb ass son. He hated his father, 100%. So why is Farrakhan associated with him? No, we disagree on something. Should disagree on every damn thing. Should have anything to do with him. See, he's compromised every kind of way, but you say, well, how come they don't see it? Because they're on the same wavelength he's on. Now, I explain wavelength. If you don't understand that, that's their problem. They're on the same wavelength he's on, so therefore that makes sense to them. That's good. Because now we see right now we got confusion. So we got one group, one level of wavelength and frequency. You got another level, two different levels. You mix it together, you got confusion and static. I don't know if you see those old old radios, right? You had to turn the channel. Well, yeah, I think you probably still do the car radio, because I ain't seen radio in ages. I only use a car radio. I guess you probably still work, because you got to tune to a channel. And if you don't get a channel, you get static. This happens because you get mixing wavelengths. So you get static, confusion. That's going on right now. See? Because we're moving to a higher level, wavelength. So we mix different ones, it's static. See? So the thing is that we got a lot of static in our community because it said the chief, chaff, and the wheat. That's story. If you understand the story, if you mix chaff with wheat, it's not going to be a good mix because they're two different. See, you got to understand the math behind it. That's how you got to understand the math, and then you can read it in a mathematical way. But you got two waves, so it means you're going to have stack between the two. They neutralize each other. They have I think the word they use. There's when you put certain wavelengths cancel out other wavelengths. They cancel them out. I get the name they use for that. But there's certain wavelengths cancel each other out, so they can neutralize them. Neutralize each other. So you have to separate them. So that's what the Farrakhan is doing, because he's pulling. So Suma comes on the scene. Yeah, two different distinct wavelengths. And that's the separation. So he could do it. See, Elijah Muhammad couldn't do it. His dad told me, you can't do it. Anyway, there you go. Out of his mouth. There's more brothers and sisters. I'm going to talk about Exodus. So yesterday I talked about the tree. So I'm going to do shorts, different aspects of as long as this continue. I don't expect it to continue much longer, brothers and sisters. I try to explain to you. They attacked. They attacked them economically and socially. The riots and stuff, and economically, they collapsed their monetary system. They're at war. And it started right on time. Well, okay, let me speak about these Levites again. No. You understand mathematics. Okay, you take these people like so-called son of Shem. Son of Shem. Now, he's taking money from people. Maybe he's son of man. That means it's thieving, because he's deceiving the people. He's stealing money. They tell him, oh, and they give money because that's what he claims. You don't understand that. Whether you demon or not, he's stealing. He's going to pay for it dearly. Next year, dearly, soon, within days. Because the consequence is open. The period of grace is over. So you pretend, it's bad enough to pretend you're somebody you're not. Like false Israel. Their end is going to be terrible, terrific. Because they're pretending they're us, and they're getting benefits because of it. Because he who bless Israel will be blessed, he who curse be cursed. So they're getting blessings by pretending they're being us. And I keep telling you, you cannot escape consequences. You say, well, you got some really smart ones out there, right? Oh, well, I see consequences come, I just kill myself. Really? Think it works like that? Do you read it where it says they sought death but could not find it? No, it's impossible. It's impossible. Okay? You have to suffer the consequence with your deeds. You cannot escape without it. There's one way somebody can say, I'm not going to get into that because I'm not my smart act. So what about this? Well, I must stay on focus, target. So they pay. So these clowns, look at, see Farrakhan? See, that guy, that cancer. He was pretending he's the Messiah. And he got rich off of that, off of telling that lie. Look at him. Would you ask him if he can even be conscious? Ask him, would he rather at 55 be homeless and healthy rather than 55 with a cancer and then he got a piece of shit in the bag of it? It's like, you know, he got $1 million. Would he trade? Somebody comes and say, okay, you give me your cancer and you give me your $15 million, whatever you have, right? And I give you my youth, my health. You take a heartbeat, and so would you. Say, you got a man out there, he's 80 years old. He's a billionaire. He's a homeless guy. He's 40 years old. Homeless guy, 40 years old, but homeless, healthy. That billionaire would switch, he'd give him $1 billion at his old age in a heartbeat. He's giving that youth. See, you understand things. And like somebody, I tell you, you gotta understand the math. If somebody came and give me, they was telling me the other day about how all these people that hit the lottery, something bad seemed to happen to them. The guy called Shakespeare, remember the woman with the braids, that big lottery about 10 years ago, I guess. And then he run to a devil, she-devil. And next thing you know, her friends got him, got his money, and buried his ass in the backyard. That's what they found him. You see? Somebody gave $1 million, I don't want it. Okay, if you immediately start distributing to other people. Because I know that's not going to work for me. See, oh man, I got $1 million. Because you don't understand mathematics of it. You understand the mathematics of it. See? So, one of the energy, it's about wavelengths, and that takes energy to put in, right? You put truth out there, this takes energy to do that. That means I'm giving energy to you that I've taken, investing, right? My energy, get this energy in, I'm dispersing it. I'm getting this money, right? I'm getting I got a truckload of money I'm giving. Because I know if I don't, it says that the lesson, but you don't understand it. Somebody, the duty of the civilized. So you get it, and you distribute it, then you're cool. But if you want to hold on to it, you got nothing but bad energy negative energy come to you. You can't understand why it's happening. You can't understand why it's happening. So, what is the greatest wealth right now? This truth. The angel. It took a lot of energy, a lot of energy because no one else could do it to break those seals. Like I said, you have to do the right wavelength and frequency, but it takes energy to be on that level. It takes energy, right? The more energy you have, the higher wavelength you can be. High frequency, that depends on if you had ability, but if you want to convert it to that. But it takes energy. That's why we lost that, as we had energy deprivation. So as Suleiman, he had taken and invest. That's why he was worthy, because he invests all his energy into doing that. That's a great lot of energy there. So once you open it up, that treasure's in there. Get that energy, open up, get the treasure. And that treasure's in there. Now if you just hold on to that treasure, the Bible and the Quran teach you about that, and let's do. Don't do that. Muhammad said the same thing. If you get that truth, you better goddamn not distort and carry on. If you don't do it, you're going to have problems. But now I got the angel. That's the greatest. It's more than this. It's more than hitting the lottery. It's more than $1 billion. It's the new world. It's the new reality. It's worth more than all of that. So you go and you get it, you dig it out, you go and you find the gold mine, you start digging the gold out. So you can put the gold in your pocket, or you're going to distribute it. So in other words, somebody start giving you this gold and you're sitting there looking at it, don't do anything with it, you just burn yourself up. Like, why I got to explain things? So I tell you, it's a balance. You understand Zakat, you understand the 5 pillars, you should be able to figure it out. So if you get this information, you ain't doing a goddamn thing with it. Especially if you got to put out counterfeit gold, you just burn yourself up. I can't stop it. You're doing it yourself. I can't stop the consequences you generate for yourself. You don't get it. That's why I say I don't want followers. I'm doing them a favor. But don't come over here and let me drop this on you. Because you take it, you better do something with it. You can't destroy it. It's pure gold. You better present it as pure gold. No flaws in it. I tell people, don't do it unless you're going to do 100%. Leave it alone. I run a lot of people away. I'm doing them a favor. I know they'll come up here and just burn themselves up. That's all they're going to do. Get this information, not do a damn thing with it. Distort it. Play with it. And they burn themselves up. The Levites, listen, they have a death wish. I'm just telling them how it is. But now you tell people, like I used to have a little joke I used to do. I said, see if I can get this right. No, I'm not going to do it because I don't get it right. Right. But the thing is that you got to save yourself. And right now, the Levites destroying themselves. The Levite Ishmael, he's taking money and lying, so he's taking money. He's a thief. He's getting money by presenting something that he knows a lie. Come on, brothers and sisters. The best thing, Elijah even says, I think in the Quran, says she better off he had not been told. But you got that's valuable. It's the lifeline. Save people's lives. How do you think about that's the most valuable thing on the planet? It's life. Isn't that what the angel called it? And you hold on to not doing anything with it, but you got it. You shipped it in, but you got it. And they talk about believers and disbelievers. See, you think a disbeliever is somebody that just don't go along. But you understand, before you can disbelieve in something, you have to hear it. You have to hear it say, I don't believe it. So people hear this information, but they sit around for years and get it, and they don't do anything with it. That's why I said cut that tree down, because they're disbelievers. But they ain't doing goddamn with it. Believing someone does something with it. Nobody can say, I haven't been on a case 24/7 for the last 35 years, 35, 36 years now, I think, I don't know. Right? And that's from the angel. I've been on a case ever since I was with Elijah. The angel then. When I was Elijah, I just sat there and scratched my ass. I performed. I sold papers. I worked as a foreman. I was busy. The information Elijah was giving me, make sure I was distributing. I wasn't sitting on it. Let me say one more thing. You know, he had this brother. I can't remember what his name was. He was a paper captain. I can't remember what his name was. He was a paper captain. So he's the one, you know, make sure everybody, he handled the papers, make sure everybody got their 300 papers every week, and he'd be on your case. And he had the other lieutenants make sure, because if you do on the paper, you've been at show up at temple. 300 every week, not some weeks. That's my brother, right? I can't remember what that brother's name was. What happened was is that it was a weird thing. I'm not going into all the details. His other brother came in, and he was kind of weird, brother. He killed the paper captain. So they found a paper captain in his home. He had bags of money all over the place. Papers all paid because he wasn't selling any papers either. And the money that he was getting, because we had to give him the money to buy papers, he was stealing the money. And he had money. And that's how it ended up. He got killed. Some crazy brother came in. He was a weird brother, right? And I can't remember what his name was. And he was a little off. Everybody knew he was a little off. He killed the paper captain. They went to his house. That's where it was. He had money all over the place. He was stealing money from the nation. Money he was getting papers. He was pocketing a lot of it. People can't mess with consequences, but they don't believe it, so they'll find out after. Okay, move on, brothers and sisters. Mouth. It says the mouth make war with the saints. That's not a covenant. We didn't never talk about. Well, I'm not going to talk about that today. Well, not in detail. For Exodus. Exit. The Pharaoh said we're not going nowhere. Book of Exodus, all you got to, if you just follow the book of Exodus, you can't go wrong. But they believe part of the book and discipline the other. Pharaoh said you can't do that. They do. You don't find it happening here. I don't say, well, this part, no, all of it. But when you got the angel key, right, you do have bad translations, obviously, because one's translated this way, one translated that way, so obviously bad translation. Can't be. But the point is, you do have the manuscripts, and then you got the key, right? That clears that up. Angel key clears up almost all of it. See? So you don't come say, oh, well, no, all of it. The entire book, all of it. In the Quran, too. The sealed Bible and unsealed Bible. So Exodus, I'm gonna start from Exodus, a part of but you can start from the beginning when God meets Moses, so forth, so on. So we're gonna walk through Exodus and see why because all you got to do is Exodus gives you a clear GPS, clear roadmap of what's happening. Clear. Can't go wrong with it. But they distort it. They start to Exodus and they get to Aaron. Oh, Aaron is, but they say Aaron is not true. And they stop it right there at Aaron. They say we ain't going nowhere. When the book says, why is it Exodus? Exodus means getting the hell out of here. Exit. You see? Let's go on, brothers and sisters. So, I'm going to keep it so long than I expected. Here we go.
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what
First, let's do this.
lying son.
How about this?
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Okay, I'm going to read some of these things, brothers and sisters. Now, when the people saw that Elijah, this book is coming out now, so I'm bringing it up to date. Oh, you can't do that? Well, okay. Why can't I? You can't. I can. Well, why can you and you can't? I broke the seals. That's what it means. And you don't. So you guess them. But you can go for it if you want. I'm just putting out what we're talking about. Now, the people saw Elijah was delayed coming down from the mountain. They gathered around Farrakhan. He's a con man. He said, come make us gods who will go before us. And as for this Elijah, we brought him out of the land of America. We don't know what has happened to him. This is what the book's actually saying. The angel keys, I know what it says. Okay. Next. So Farrakhan told him, take off the golden earrings that you are on your wives and sons and daughters and bring them to me. Now, the angel key goes more specific about that, but I'm going to keep it general. I'm not going to try to break down the angel key to you today. Then all the people took off their golden earrings and brought to Farrakhan. Took the gold from their hands and with them engraving so he fashioned to a molten calf, which is Sunnism. If you understand the angel key, you know it's Sunnism. Golden calf is Sunnism. And they said, these, O Israel, are, see, Elijah, when you lie, the Sunnis are coming to his temple. Farrakhan, hey, we got to beat out with them, they us. When I told about the tree, it was the person in this condition to begin with. That shows you who, well, anyway, move on. They said, these, O Israel, are your gods who brought you out of the land of America. It was Sunnism. That's what Wallace was teaching. When Farrakhan saw this, he built altar before the calf and proclaimed, tomorrow should be a feast of Master Fraud. See, because he used Master Fraud, but he's really talking about the calf. But remember, he's misrepresenting Master Fraud Muhammad. So I had nothing to do with this mess. So the next day they rose, offered burnt offerings and presented them peace offerings. And people sat down and drank and got and indulged revelry. Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it right. That Master Rob said to Elijah, go down at once. Your people, the NOI, whom you brought up out of the land of America, have corrupt themselves. How quickly have turned away from the way I command them. Now, see, they'll tell you that this says how it's stored thing. They'll tell you, yeah, this applies to us, but no, but that part don't apply to us. Be part of the book and this and the other. But they say, yeah, that's story of us. But then, what about this part? Quickly, and they did. They turned away from Elijah quickly. It was immediately. It was like lightning bolt, because Elijah departed at the end of February before so-called Savior's Day. Their so-called Savior's Day. But they hid it from the public. They didn't announce it until so-called Savior's Day. And that same time announced that Wallace was in charge, which was a surprise, because Wallace was officially out. I don't care what Wallace admits it. He was officially exiled from the Nation of Islam. He couldn't even have associated with anybody in the Nation of Islam. So how the hell did he get in charge? Farrakhan was the top minister. So how did Wallace get in charge? And so I say, he's in charge. I said, whoa, that's deep. Right? I have some insight to that. See? Farrakhan became his wingman. And they started shutting down everything Elijah Muhammad said. It turned upside down. One time he said that the only reason why the Quran says we can't eat pork was back then they didn't have like microwaves and stuff that can kill the germs. Maybe that's why he got diabetes. Look at turn. That's exactly. If you go and look at it, turn exactly. Immediately they went with Wallace. Wallace turned. They burned up everything. They got rid of everything. They got rid of Nation of Islam. Got rid of everything. Took the money out and left the police with nothing. I lost my job. I was a foreman at Mom's newspaper. I lived in the nation's housing. They had a housing complex out there, 87th Street, across from that school. I was buying, had a Granada. Financed the nation's bank. I lost everything. Because they got rid of everything, left the police with nothing. And then badmouthed the messenger Elijah. Farrakhan missed it. He said they did. He missed, but he was part of it. He said some people went crazy and stuff because of it. He was part of it. He was part of it. God was there. I know one time he says, anybody believing in what Elijah Muhammad told Muhammad said, it's a fool. So what percentage you were supposed to believe in him? Quickly, remember, I quickly turned aside from the way I commanded them. And that's exactly right. Because they do not teach the lessons. All you got to do is read, read the lessons. It's totally different. They're not read, following Elijah Muhammad said, they got Scientology and everything else. Just read his lessons, read his books. So they say, totally different. Devils ain't devils no more. He kissing devils. Yeah, brothers, so forth. Okay, I quickly turned aside the way this man from telling Elijah, you get back down there. And he left and let me speak on the way back. They have themselves a molten calf and bowed to it. They have sacrificed it and said, "O Israel, are your gods? You brought you out of the land of America." You know, it's still called Sunnism Islam. That's what saved us. Not that crap Master Muhammad came with. But Wallace said he was a trickster. He made up stuff. You can go in there. You can see Wallace saying that. I got a whole video of him saying, him and Farrakhan together, bad mouth. Want you to show the video? Come on, brothers and sisters. Master Farah also said to Elijah, I've seen this people. They are indeed and stiff-necked people. Now leave me alone so I may my anger may burn against them and consume them and make thee the great nails. Master Farah gave up on them. He said, man, they stiff my they'll turn aside my way. You was with them for 40-some years. They quickly turn away. Stiff neck. I'm just going to get rid of them and use you, your seed. Right? Comes from you, told me Elijah. I'll just make a great nation out of you. If you understand Angel Key, that's what happened. So you know Angel Key is right on target. But Elijah sought the favor of Master Farah, his God, saying, O Lord, Why does your anger burn against your people, whom you brought out of the land of America with great power and mighty hand? Why should Americans declare he brought them out with evil intent to kill them in mountains and wipe them from the face of earth? See? Turn from your fierce anger and relent from doing harm to your people. Remember your servant Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, to whom you swore by your very self when you declared, I will make your seed as numerous as the stars in the sky. I will give your seed all the lands I have promised, and shall be their inheritance forever. But see, Pharaoh said, we ain't going nowhere. He said, he's fucked out with that stuff. He said, he wants to stay here. He don't want no goddamn stuff. See, so wait a minute. This is Farrakhan talking. He said, he wants to stay. He don't want to cook, see? But this is the gift come from the God. But Farrakhan don't want it. He said, we ain't going nowhere. So Master Pharaoh relented from calamity he had threatened to bring on his people. He's about to destroy them. Okay? Then Elijah turned and went down the mountain with the 2 tablets of testimony in his hand. You understand? This gets back to 4 winds up. And I can get that, brother and sister, say I can go into this live detail, but let's get the overview. They were inscribed on both sides, front and back. Tablets were the work of God, and writing was the writing of God engraved on tablets. You understand the angel key for that information? When Joshua, messenger of the covenant, heard the sound of people shouting, he was with Elijah. He said to Elijah, the sound of war is in this camp. Elijah's reply says, neither cry of victory nor cry of defeat. I hear the sound of singing. That means this war in heaven, this will happen while the war in heaven is taking place. So it won't be defeat or victory yet while the war is going on. That's when it's happening. Because when Elijah comes down, if you understand the 4 winds, he's one of the 4 winds. So that's another story together, brothers and sisters. I don't want to go here and that gets my main point here. As Elijah approached the camp and saw the calf and dancing, he burned with anger and threw the tablets out of his hand, sharing them at the base of the mountains. That's something to do with the 4 winds, brothers and sisters. Then he took the calf they had made and burned it in fire, ground it to powder, and scattered the powder over the face of the water. Then he forced Israel to drink of it. Understand? And you can't understand what he's talking about here, brothers and sisters. What did the people do to you? Elijah asked Farrakhan. See, they said, what's your problem, Farrakhan? Why'd you do this? What did they do to you to cause you to do this? That you have led them into great sin. That you caused them to stray. What did they do to you? Caused them to do that to you? Caused them to do that, Farrakhan. That's Elijah talking to Farrakhan. So here's Farrakhan's answer. Do not be enraged, my lord, Farrakhan replied. You yourself know that the people are intent on evil. You're wicked, remember? You're wicked. That's what all Farrakhan is saying. You're wicked. You're stupid. You're wicked. Right? You're weak. You're sinful. That's the story. That's what he's saying right here. Just follow Exodus. Clear. They told me, make us gods who will go before us. Now, this is Elijah who brought us out of the land of America. We don't know what happened to him. I mean, he's been going a while. We don't know. See? We don't know what happened to him. That gets us back to Elias and Elijah. That's no story. He's Elias anyway. So I said to them, whoever has gold, let them take it off. They gave it to me. I threw it into the fire. Out came the calf. So it was, he's the one that, the people got him, forced him to go into Sunnism. Elijah saw that people were out of control. But Farrakhan and let them run out of control, became a laughing stock to enemies. The so-called Native Islam is a laughing stock. Nobody takes it serious. Nobody takes it serious. Remember this sister that she's a Muslim, right? I think she's in Minneapolis, I guess it is. They had all that stuff going on there. And they threw her in jail and beat her up and everything else. Well, Farrakhan, come here, got nothing to say about that. You claim you protect Muslim women. I mean, you have nothing to say about that. Let's move on, brothers. See? That's why people were out of control. It was up to Farrakhan cause to be out of control. And the lamb stopped for the enemies. So Elijah stood the entrance of the camp and said, whoever is with Joshua, messenger of the covenant, come to me. All the Levites gathered around him. So now, stood the entrance of the camp. What camp? Aaron's camp. Remember, he's going back to Aaron's camp. He says, whoever the messenger of the covenant with the Lord, come with me. All the Levites. So all the Levites. So what was left wasn't Levites. So all, as I say, the Levites came, so all of them. So what was left wasn't Levites. But Aaron didn't come either, so Aaron wasn't Levite either. So what was left wasn't Levites. Now that separation take place. But notice Aaron's camp. So he's got a house full of demons. And on this rock I built my church in the great hell. If you understand that, you understand. All the Levites get. So what was left? Aaron and who else? They weren't Levites, because all of them came left. He told them, this is what Master Fraud, the God of Israel, says. Each of you men is to fasten his sword to his side, go back and forth to the camp of Pharaoh. See? Camp of Pharaoh, camp of Aaron. And from gate to gate and slay his brother, his friend, his neighbor. All the demons, slay them all. That's including Aaron. But it doesn't mean actually slay them in the sense you think, right? This gets back to putting them in a situation, right, where they do actually get slain. And Levites did, Elijah commanded them that day, about 3,000 people fell dead. You understand? And you keep for that because 1,000 is 3 people, it's 3 groups there. Anyway, it's another story. After Elijah said, today you have been ordained for the service to Master Fraud. Since each man went against his son, his brother, remember, because it was like, wait a minute, read this carefully. Went against his son. Did you pay attention to that? Remember, it says all the Levites came to him. So how was his son? See, and he went against his son's brother. No, his brother. Let's go back to that. So I know you don't pay attention to these things. Go back through the camp from the gate to gate. Say his brother, his friend, his neighbor. His brother, his friend. Wait a minute. His brother. Yeah, but all the Levites came. So his brother was a Levite. Okay, that means these people that appeared to be like Levites, they weren't. Because that's what a little hit there. Say his brother. Well, his brother couldn't have been a Levite then. The demons, his neighbor. The neighbors weren't Levites. His friends weren't Levites. See? And see, demons mixed in with us. The chaff mixed in with the wheat. See? So afterwards, Elijah said, today you have been ordained for service to Master Fraud. Says this man went against his son, his brother. Remember his son. You mean all the Levites came and his son was left behind? How was that? If all the Levites came. So how was that? Each man went against his son. So how did he go against his son? That's strange because his son should have been Levite, right? If it's a seed. These men went against his son. So what are they talking about there? Bottom line, they telling you his brother. You mean his brother? That means they couldn't have been blood brothers. Couldn't have been his blood son. Right? Because all Levites, right? Next day, as made started blessing you this day. The next, after they got rid of those demons, the next day, Elijah says, people, you have committed great sin. Now we'll go up to Master Fraud, and perhaps I can make atone for your sin. So Elijah returned to Master Fraud and said, oh, a great sin these people have committed. They obey God for God himself. Yet now, if you would want to forgive them, give that sin. But if not, please blot me out of the book that you have written. Master Fraud replied to Elijah, where has sinned against me, I will blot out of my book. Now go lead the people to the place I described. Oh, my angel shall go before you, but on the day I settle accounts, I'll punish for their sins. Now restore them. But get rid of them. And Master Fraud saying plague on the people because of what they had done with the calf Sunnism that Pharaoh had made. So in other words, start plaguing as part of chastisement on them, the plagues. Okay, brother, we'll leave it there. We got for access. If you go further, right? Remember Aaron, he died in the wilderness. Aaron, he didn't come out of the wilderness, he died there. He went to Joshua. Joshua the Messiah. He's the one to live, measure the covenant, right? Because he fulfills the covenant. So you go further if you want. I just want to point out, right? Exodus and the role Farrakhan plays. The role he plays in that. Oops. Oops. Those are our brown sisters. Yeah. Okay, I talked about a tree yesterday. Understand that tree was us. And cut that tree down, cut us down. They won't betray us. That's the story of Joseph. See, the whole Bible, all of it comes together. And another thing they do over there, keep saying, oh, the end was 1955. That's not what Muhammad taught. He said, see, there was 64 years hidden. They prepared us for bondage, which occurred 1619. They try to say, no, right? 50, they try to go 50, 55. The reason they do that because Farrakhan's put him, because he came to Nation of Islam 1555. See, that's why he tried. No, that's not Islam Muhammad taught. 1619 was the beginning of slavery. It was 64 years before that when we was actually captured. It took 64 years to prepare us to be enslaved. It's that story in Joseph. Joseph helped them and then he enslaved his children. They captured David, Joseph, and then he helped them, show them how to take care of business. Remember, Europeans, if they're so great, how come they couldn't make Europe great? If they so good, all this stuff they're so great, how come they couldn't make it happen? Europe was a shithole. They was killing each other, disease and everything else. They had nothing up there. And there's nothing there. I mean, can you corrupt shit? They were so bad. They was able to corrupt shit. I mean, how can you do that? Shit is corrupt. They was worse than that. They didn't take baths or anything. That's why they come out and take everybody else's stuff. So they're so great. How come they couldn't make what they had? Somehow what they had, they couldn't. And they got us. Explain that. Right? The tree and also the frequency and wavelength stuff. So I'm not going any deeper into that, except to say one thing. If I have time tomorrow, I don't see it. This thing is about to blow up any second now. But I do that. I'm probably going to talk about goat tomorrow. Leopard. Brothers and sisters, you're not paying attention. Hell's about to break loose and none of you are ready. The Levites don't have any leaders. God walk away, they lost. They don't have any leaders. Usually you send, the case is you send a person in your own tribe to them. They make exception in this case. Elijah was a Levite. They make exception. He said, well, I'm going to send the God himself. Right? And then I'm going to send the high priest. He said, and still they don't move. With Elijah. Elijah's one of their own. And then they take it, put together a couple of books. And you can't find a leader among them. There's no leader over there. That's sad. There are no leaders doing anything. You care about something, you take care of it. You think something's precious, take care of it. You know how you feel about something, how you take care of it. You see a woman, right? She'll make sure her baby's clean, diaper, everything. But she care about it. If she's crazy. If you got this angel, if you respect it, and you think it's precious, you're going to treat it that way. If you have any kind of way, just say it's anything, throw in something in here, just throw something out there. You don't give a fuck about it. You don't. Because your actions show how you handle it, shows how you care about it. You don't see anybody stand telling me what to do with it. They didn't trust me with it. Because they knew I don't play around, I don't half-ass anything. They trust me, and nobody gave this book to me. I feel like I got tricked into it, but no one gave it to me. No one stood on my shoulder to tell me I got to do this. You see anybody stand over and tell me I got to do this? I never talked to Nat Muhammad. I sent a message to him a while back when I had some kind of illness I was kind of confused about. That's the only time I would even try to communicate with him. And I don't know if he answered or not. I got an answer, but I can't say it was him. I think it was, but I can't say. I don't just say stuff. Yeah. No. No. You tell people, you shouldn't accept this unless you're going to do something with it. If somebody stand over and tell me what to do, nobody gave this book to me, nobody asked me to do it, nobody told me to do it, nobody told me to make sure I say everything is right, make sure I do everything. Do you see anybody doing that? And like I said, I'm not a Levite. I'm Lincoln. They put us down, took our land, took everything. Yeah. What so-called philosophers say, wait, no, it tells you, both of America and them is enslaved. It's the iron and brass. The tree, both has enslaved. That's backfiring on the ones that goes into slavery. I pick a topic every day, bro. It says tomorrow I think I'm gonna talk about the GOAT. Anyway, we're right here. The war started. There'd been a period of silence, which was about 6 months. They started back up again. Their first attack was they attacked their currency. They on TV talked about it. Yeah, we attacked their currency. We attacked their society. Riots and stuff. We killed a lot of police and everything else. That was just a prelude, right? Come in, the tanks and the missiles and everything else. That's but the Shia blocked it. Iran blocked it. So now they come, they got to come another way. But the war started. You understand? The war started. They attacked them, right? That was the way they was going to do it. They destroyed the economy, crashed their money, the economy. They started all these riots. And much confusion, they was going to attack. Physically. Okay. You heard that term, fighting words? Somebody comes and start calling you niggas and everything else? As far as this law is concerned, that's the devil. You already fighting. words. That's they call them fighting words. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm speaking to children, brothers and sisters. Come on. Maybe I am.
Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you? Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
Them brothers and sisters, their destruction is nigh. 10 days, not hours. And the reason why you see us right here, you look, because I'll be standing here in a few more days. Farrakhan will be standing where you'll be standing. It's true. Just see you will see in a few more days. I'm like,